YouTube? It's your girl Mo, and I'm back with another video. So yeah, today, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do a little mukbang, but I'm gonna try the Southwest Zesty Salad from Zaxby's. I'm trying to see what the hype about. So yeah. Y'all better come get you one of these. This shit's so good. I guess I could tell y'all, give y'all a little story time on how I found out that I had clairvoyant abilities. So, I guess you could call me a seer. That's what they call it. A seer. People who see events before they happen. Okay. So, this took place in 2021, right? This was right before I was gonna move to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta on impulse or whatever. Within a week's time, I moved to Atlanta, like within deciding that I wanted to move type shit. So I was at my friend's house, and out of nowhere, I got kind of like emotional or whatever, because I knew I was finna up and leave. I didn't want to leave my friends, but at the same time, I wanted to move. I was ready to move or whatever. I went outside in her car, and I'm just in my head thinking, and out of nowhere, I get like a vision of a house burning down. So I'm like, hold on, because immediately I'm like, why am I thinking about this? My house must be finna burn down. And at this point, I'm scared shitless. So I go on about my day. She take me home to pack my bags because I was about to go out of town with her to stay at her grandmother's house. And I stayed with her for like a week. My nigga, man. She take me home to go get my clothes or whatever, and as I'm in my closet, her and her cousin is like on my couch or whatever, and I'm in the closet, so they can't really see what I'm doing. But I'm in the closet getting my clothes out, and I see it again. And so I'm like, nigga. Long story short, I go on about my day, but in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And that must be why I'm finna leave. I posted on my Snapchat story, look, I'm having visions of a house burning down, right? I felt like I needed some witnesses of this shit, just in case my house burned down, and then I could be like, well, damn, I seen this shit type shit, right? The week go by, I come back home, and the next day I moved to Atlanta, right? So I'm in Atlanta, and I got acclimated or whatever, unpacked my stuff, so I'm well in, moved in the house. It was a nice house. I loved it. It's another story as to what the hell happened after I moved there. But, we're not even talking about that right now. So, yeah, it was like my third day in the house or whatever. So, I done already got acclimated, unpacked my stuff, took my U-Haul back. So, I'm well in it. And I'm living there, basically. So, one day, my roommate texted in the group chat. I had 3 roommates, so it was 4 of us living in one house. I get a text from my roommate. She's like, someone's house burning down. And so I'm like, what the hell? Then she was like, come outside. So I come outside. We all outside. And lo and behold, my neighbor's house is burning down. And so I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, and when I say it looked exactly like the vision that I had seen, you could literally see, this was fresh, like it had just bust out in flames. So the fire was, flaming out, and the fire trucks was on their way. They had not come yet. It was fresh. It was just on their way. I'm just sitting there, mouth wide open. I'm amazed at this shit. So, of course, I go back on my Snapchat. And I'm like, am I fucking psychic? Like, I couldn't believe this shit.
Y'all, I swear to God, I had a vision of this shit. And I thought I was fucking... It was gonna be my house. But it's the fucking neighbors. I'm not bro, I can't make this shit up, bro. Just literally like a couple days ago, I posted talking about I had a vision of this shit.
So we get closer to the scene, like it's my neighbor, but like we live like 3 houses down from him. So he wasn't our direct next door neighbor. Otherwise, I wouldn't even been sitting there doing all that. I would have been hauling ass. So I go closer to the house because you know black folk, we like to be nosy. We want to get the inside scoop. The story that I had heard was that Mr. J and his brother was in the house, and the house just started catching on fire. And that's when brother attempted to help him get out of the house, but he had to leave because unfortunately he could not get him out. And he was outside talking to the police as the house was burning down, telling them the story. And as he's telling them the story, somebody, it was hot as hell. As he's telling them the story, somebody's relaying the story near us. So I'm just plain ear hustling. So I'm like, wow. So he's in there right now. And I had been standing there for about 20 to 30 minutes before finding out that it was a body that was in there. So immediately I felt bad. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just standing here looking at this house burning down and there's a whole human being in there. You know what I'm saying? So I pray over the house or whatever, and I go back in the house. Well, that was the first incident that happened that really told me that, like, what the hell? I might have, like, psychic abilities. But I was calling it psychic abilities before I went in the house and I researched it. And, you know, when you're going through, like, a spiritual awakening or you discovering your spiritual gifts, you want to know all about it. Like, what the hell is this? That's how I was. So I went in the house. I looked up everything. I'm like, what does it mean when you see events and then it happens? Because I knew it couldn't have been just psychic. And then I found out, you know, about clairvoyant abilities. Then I found out about the term seer. And like I said before, a seer is a person who sees events before it happens. So I'm like, okay, so I'm a seer? Boom, right? That happens. Hold on. They gave me bread. Fast forward well over half a year of me living in the house. I was on a work assignment because I at the time I didn't have a job because I had quit my job because they had me fucked up, per usual. So I was working for InstaWork, and on this particular day, I had seen an opportunity to work at the Hilton Hotel. Now, when I got there, I got off of the train, and immediately I seen people with like costumes and just weird shit, and I'm like, what the hell going on? Bro, he fucking looking at me. I don't like him. Oh my God. I'm gonna need for him to go on about this business, and I'm gonna need for that fine ass nigga to go on about his business. Thank you. So I get to the building, and I found out that the people who was in the costumes and shit, they was literally going where I was working at. Who the fuck is yelling? So I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't getting the memo. Apparently, there was an event going on called Dragon Con. I'm not sure what Dragon Con is. I had no business being there because that's not the type of, like, I'm not into the, you know, action figure shit or comics or whatever you want to call it. So that was what was going on. Oh, it was Marvel. Something about Marvel versus SD or some shit. Something along those lines that was happening. And everybody was dressed up and shit, right? I didn't know that I would have to be cleaning the bathrooms. Otherwise, I would not have signed up to do it. It just said general laborer. But I guess they needed people to stay in the bathroom and just, you know, wipe down the counters and stuff. So that's what I ended up doing. Within like 6 hours within my shift, right? I'm on the phone with my friend at the time and we chopping it up. And out of nowhere, I turn around and there was a girl. It was a Caucasian girl. She had on like a green costume. I'm not sure what it was. It was similar to Taco Bell. It was similar to Tinker Bell, but it wasn't Tinker Bell. It was something else. And I remember her being Caucasian. And I remember her having a green costume on, right? And the first thing she said to me was, "Are you Mo?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Somebody looking for me? She was like, "No. But you're Mo, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." "You sure nobody looking for me? You know me from somewhere?" She was like, "No." "Okay. How you know my name?" And so she was like, it just came to me. And I was like, okay. I told the story on video already. Matter of fact, I could probably just show y'all the video and leave it at that, right?
Y'all, the shit that just, my hands is fucking shaking. I can't believe this shit. Let me tell y'all what the fuck just happened to me. I'm sitting in the bathroom and there's a woman at the fucking sink and I'm standing there and she looked at me. She said, "Are you Mo?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "You're Mo?" I said, "Yeah." "What, is it somebody looking for me?" She was like, No, I was just asking." I said, "How'd you know my name?" She said, "I don't know. You just came to me."
What stood out to me was she said that, yeah, I just told my friend when we came into the bathroom that I sensed a Mo. I felt a Mo in here. And her friend came out of the bathroom stall and she was like, "Look, this is Mo." And then I look at the friend, I'm like, "What the fuck?" And the friend was like, "Oh, you're Mo." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they like, "I'm sorry to scare you." You know what I'm saying? The girl was like, "I don't mean to scare you or nothing like that. It's just your name came to me." And I was like, "What?" So I guess noticeably I was startled. I was taken aback because ain't nobody ever just came up to me that I don't know from a can of paint talking about, "Are you Mo?" Like, what's T? So I'm like, what the fuck? So whole time I'm on the phone with my friend at the time. So I walk out of the bathroom and I'm like, "Bitch, did you just hear what the fuck just happened to me?" And she's like, "What?" And I don't know what the hell she was doing, but she did not hear the whole commotion that was going on while I'm on the phone with her. So I'm like, "Bro, this girl just came in the bathroom talking about, 'Am I Mo?' I don't know, this girl from a can of paint." And then her friend come out the stall talking about something, "What? You Mo?" And then so I'm replaying the story to her. And I think at the time she was tipsy or some shit. She was tipsy or whatever, so she wasn't really listening or whatever. So I had to hang up the phone on her because I'm like, "Bruh, this shit is crazy." So as I'm standing in the hall, I'm outside of the bathroom, right? A good 10 minutes go by. Her and her friends come outside. And she walks past me. Then she comes back and she says, you have something really great coming your way. Don't miss it. Then she walked, and then she stopped, turned back around. She was like, don't miss it. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, I'm not sure if this happens often, but if that has happened to you, I'm pretty sure you can understand what I mean when I say I was appalled. But like, not in a bad way. I was just like, I was shocked. I'm like, what the fuck? Nothing like this has ever happened to me. So the whole time I'm sitting like, okay, don't miss it. So each day that went by, I'm like searching around. I'm like, she's talking about don't miss it. I'm trying to see everything I can see. You know what I'm saying? She's talking about something good. I need all the good luck I need right now. I don't need to miss shit. So I'm looking around all the days after that. Or whatever. And I never seen nothing. But noticeably after that day, I started seeing the number 88. Okay. Till this day, I still see the number 88 everywhere, right? 88. Matter of fact, this salad was $10.88. Okay. There's no cap in my rap, right? I just see it everywhere. And so I just started taking pictures of all the times that I seen the number 88. Cause I'm like, okay, this all finna make sense soon. And still I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, it ain't coming to me yet. Whatever happened or whatever good that she was talking about that I should not miss, it ain't come to me yet. So I'm saying like, damn, did I miss it? But I ain't stressing. I'm still seeing the number 88. So apparently some shit finna happen. And it's gonna have to do with the number 88. So I looked up the number 88, and it basically has to do with the spiritual meaning of the number 88 is like abundance, wealth of the universe or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. What? I must finna be coming up on a lump sum of money. So to this day, I don't know what she was talking about, but I'm patient. You know what I'm saying? I know she wasn't bullshitting, because whatever she seen, she felt the need to let me know, like, look, you got something good coming. Don't miss it. Don't miss it, you know? And out of all of the people, the bathroom was packed. Out of all of the people that she could have came and was like, look, you got something good coming, she said it to me. So I sense that she's a seer as well, and she recognized that I was a seer too. So you know how that whole thing of real recognize real, it take one to know one type thing, that type of thing. And so, she might have been a seer. Well, I know for a fact she was a seer. For her to see whatever good came in my life, and for her to let me know of it, she was a seer. And then I remember that same night, I just found myself like looking for her. Like, I come out of the bathroom, go in the lobby, socialize or whatever. I'm trying to find who that is, because I really wanted to ask her, what you see? What you seen? What good? It finna be some money. What's tea? I never ended up seeing her again. So, yeah. That's incident number 2. Okay. Incident number 3. Now, I don't know if this is like having to do with being a seer, or if this is just having to do with like signs from the universe type shit, right? So on Thanksgiving, like before Thanksgiving, my Nana had asked me to come down for Thanksgiving dinner, and I had told her that I might not have been able to come because I think I had to work or something like that. So, I told her, yeah, I'll come around Christmas. Christmas come around, and my mom's husband asked my mother, what do you want for Christmas? You can have anything you want for Christmas. And she said, I want to see my baby. So, he bought me a ticket to come to Maryland to see my family. So, my mom's only concern was, look, I don't want you to get yourself in trouble. I don't want you getting fired. Just, if you can get those days off, go ahead and come. If you can't, don't worry about it. We could do this another time. So I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, I want to come. You know, you said this is what you wanted for Christmas. So I want to come and I want to be there for Christmas. The whole time, you know, it had slipped my mind that my grandmother had said that she wanted me to come, you know. So, and I promised her that I would come on Christmas. But then somebody bought a ticket, you know what I'm saying, that was damn near $400 for me to come to Maryland. So that'd be messed up for me to just not show up. You get what I'm saying? So I said, you know what, when I come back, I'm gonna come visit them. When I come back, I'm gonna come visit them, and that's just gonna be that. So I went up there for Christmas, stayed, you know, got my gifts, and I went to leave. So I got on the plane to come back, okay? Now, prior to me getting off of the plane, on my way to the National Reagan Airport, on the GPS, it said that I would arrive at the airport at 1:11. Right? So I'm like, ooh. You know, and at the time, seeing Andrew numbers was like, it wasn't fresh, but they started to like really resonate with me. Hold on, let me get something to drink. Okay. So, where was that? This nigga keep on coming to his car, and I'm sitting there like, bitch, what's up? I'm trying to film this damn YouTube video, bitch. Go on about your business. If you ain't finna come at me for my number, you know what I'm saying? Shit. So boom, right? So the arrival time for me to get to the airport was 1:11. Okay, cool. Y'all, I get to the airport. I take my flight and I arrive at Atlanta Airport. So I get off of the plane. You know, this is not my first time getting on a plane, and I do everything I'm supposed to do. I checked in my bags the way I was supposed to check my bags in. I get to the what do you call the little roundabout thing that you get your bags from? I went to that. I'm waiting, you know, 30 minutes go by. Still no bag. An hour go by. Still no bag. Okay. So an hour and 30 minutes go by. Still no bag. A whole 2 fucking hours go by, y'all, and my shit ain't popped up on this thing. And the whole time I'm walking back and forth. I'm like, look, where my bags at? I'm asking the little people that's standing around who's supposed to be helping, but they wasn't helping shit for real. I kept on asking them, you know, I've been waiting on my bags for about 2 hours. Where that? Oh, where that? You know what I'm saying? So this man helped me or whatever, and he like, you know, give me the sticker to the thing, and he scanned it and he called somebody and all this other stuff. So he then proceeds to tell me, yeah, somebody accidentally walked out of the airport with your bags. And immediately I just started boo-hoo crying, y'all. When I say I had so much shit in that suitcase that I had got for Christmas, it was unfucking believable. I had an Xbox, I had Uggs, I had $100 jacket, I had all kind of shit. Like, I'm like, there's no way in hell I lost my bags. Both of them. Not one, but 2. I'm like, there's no way. And I'm boo-hoo crying, right? So I guess something clicked in his head. Okay, she's crying. I better make this right. So he done told me that my bags was gone. And I'm sitting here crying. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? This shit is crazy. I got thousands of dollars of shit in there. Somebody done hit a motherfucking leg. I called my mama crying. She like, damn. And I know you ain't put that Xbox in there. I did. I put the Xbox in there. I did. You know, I just felt shitty about this suitcase. So he was like, you know what? Let me make a call real quick. So he make a call. He was like, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let him know. He get off the phone and he was like, follow me. With that same smile, right? And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. So he lead me to what was called unclaimed baggage, right? So he opened the door. I come in. He's like, look, try to see if you can find your luggage. And I'm like, okay. I'm searching. I'm like, I don't see it. Then I go all the way to the back. There go my suitcase with my duffel bag, right? And at this point, I'm happy as hell. I'm like, look, thank you so much. I'm drying my eyes. Thank you so much. You are a big help. And I'm going to give you 5 stars and shit. I received my luggage and he was like, all right, I'm about to go throw this away. I was like, no, don't throw it away. Because I like to keep stuff for memory purposes. He gave me the little sticker shit. And I look at the sticker. The number on the sticker read 333. So I'm like, wow. So I definitely need to keep this. Put it in my pocket. I go home. And that was the day, right? I'm happy as hell. And I went on a date that same night. And the shit went terrible. I was being mean as hell because the shit was just like, nigga. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. So he takes me home. He the one who picked me up from the airport. And he was waiting there the whole time while them 2 hours that I was supposed to be going. And I was like waiting for my bags. He stood there and waited. So yeah, date went horrible, went home. The next day, I needed to go to work. So I got up and something told me to log into my my work portal. Because at the time I was working at Macy's in Lenox. Something told me to sign into my work portal. It gave me like a message, something about there's no account with this, or something about along the lines I can't log in, right? So I'm like, what the hell? This ain't never happened to me before. So I can't log in. Cool. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna still get up, get ready for work, and go on to work. Just in case that was just, you know, an issue with my phone. So I get up, I walk to the bus stop, because I used to ride MARTA, I didn't have a car. But look at me now, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't ashamed. Anyway, that's when, what else was I saying? Damn! I walked to the bus stop to get on the bus. So, y'all, I'm at the bus stop at my correct time. This is my correct time to be on the bus. It did not come. About 20 minutes within me waiting, a car comes and she's like, you waiting on the bus? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, it just got into a fender bender up the road going that way, the way that I usually go. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah. I couldn't understand for the life of me how we get in the fender bender up the road, and I done been here since before the bus was supposed to come. So apparently, the bus had came early, right? And it don't never come early. It doesn't. It just doesn't. So, boom, bus got into a car accident up the road. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go home. So I take everything as signs. Like, if something doesn't go right, boom, that's a sign that this didn't need to happen. Or, you know, anything, any little detail that I get, I look at them as signs. Because they are signs. So I'm already like, okay, evidently I got fired. Because I texted my manager and I'm like, look, they logged me out of the thing. What's T? You know, and she never texted me back. And normally she texts back fast. She just didn't text me back. And until this day, she didn't text me back. So, boom, I was fired. I got the idea that I'm fired. I'm like, okay, cool. I done called out for these many days for, you know, to go on break. To go up to Maryland for Christmas. I guess they was like, oh, but you called out too many times. You're done. Right? So I was like, okay, cool. That's fine. So I was like, you know what? Boom, I'm back. Ain't no job holding me back. Now I can go see my grandparents, right? Boom. Let me tell you a detail that I left out because this is very important. On my way to DC, while I was on the plane, I was watching a movie called Fences, right? So on my way there, I was watching it. I didn't finish it. So on my way back, I was like, oh, I want to finish Fences. I was just attracted to this movie and I wanted to finish it. So I'm watching it on my way back and I remember it directly reminding me of my grandfather, my grandmother, and my father and my aunt. I'm like, yo, this story sounds familiar. It looks familiar. Like, it reminds me of my family. So, you know, and I think that's part of what drew me to the movie as well, that it reminded me of my family. So I'm sitting here watching it. And before I got off of the plane, we arrived to Atlanta airport. Before I got off of the plane, the story ended, and I'm sorry, spoiler alert, the story ended on the part where the father had passed away and the son had, you know, gotten into it with his mother or something like that on the day of the funeral and all this other stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So after I got off of the plane and as I'm waiting on my bags and stuff, I'm in my head, you know, it's concerning. And I'm just like, my heart was just aching. And I was just like, I had a bad feeling. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I left out that detail, but it indeed happened. So boom, fast forward back to where I was in the story. I was like, okay, I get to go see my grandparents. I'm finna rent a car and I'm gonna drive down there. You know, Montgomery ain't nothing but 2 hours away from where I live, from Atlanta. So I get on this fucking app called Carla, because I was specifically looking for a car rental company that would take my age. I was 20 at the time, and it had all the speculations that I couldn't meet to rent a car from a regular company. I met that with Carla. So I'm just like, okay, cool, this is what's up. I paid my deposit. They like, all right, come pick it up at 2. So boom, I go back outside, I get on MARTA, ride the train all the way to the address that they gave me, right? They gave me a Hertz address. When I got there at 2:22 on the dot, y'all. Okay? Look, I know I'm, you know, yelling out numbers a lot, but look, it matters. I get there at 2:22. As soon as I walk through the door, it's 2:22. So I'm like, damn. I take a picture of that. Boom. I'm waiting for about a good 30 minutes till it's my turn to go to the front desk. I get to the front desk, and do you know that these people proceeded to tell me that they did not know an app called Carla. I gave them my first and my last name. They did not have any reservations for a Monique Perry. I said, so you mean to tell me you don't know this app? They gave me your address to come pick my car. You don't know who this is? They say, no. We don't deal with no app called Carla. We're Hertz. And at that moment, I'm like, damn, you're right. You're Hertz. Why the fuck would Carla send me here to pick up a rental car from a rental car company? So I'm like, okay, cool. I leave. I dispute it with my bank, and I go home, right? So at this point, I'm mad as fuck. Number one, I got fired. And number two, I just got scammed. I'm finna take my ass home and I'm finna go to sleep. I get back. I go to sleep. You know, and I slept. I want to say when I got back, it was around 7, 8 o'clock. Cause it take, when you ride in Marty in Atlanta, it take about 2 hours for you to go 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's the perks of not having a car. So, I go home. I go to sleep. I wake up to a call from my brother. This is my brother on my dad's side. And before I answered the phone, I kid you not, I knew exactly what he was finna say. I knew exactly what he was finna say. From the time that I got off of the plane at the Atlanta airport, and I stopped at that. You know, that part in the movie Fences. I'm like, this ain't nothing but a sign from the universe. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but a sign. So I answer the phone. I'm like, hello. He was like, hey, you know, of course he sounded down. You know, I just wanted to let you know that Granddad had passed away. And so I'm like, okay. I didn't say anything back. I didn't want to be like, I kind of knew that. Or I didn't want to act as if I was surprised, because I wasn't. I had already got a sign from the universe that this was about to happen. So, you know, we chopped it up, and I got off the phone. I'm like, you know, this is insane. Just yesterday I tried to go see him. You know, I tried to go see my grandparents, and I got scammed. I couldn't go. Then the next day, he passes away. And this was on December 28th. So, I'm like, you know, this is crazy. So, you know, of course, my aunt had texted me, are you okay? You know, da-da-da. My grandmother had called me, and, you know, she was like, yeah, we're gonna get y'all down here so that you could go to the funeral or whatever. They had already picked the day for the funeral. This was like a day after that day. And, you know, we went to the funeral, and I was, you know, that was just that, right? So, that was about the time that I foreseen my grandfather's death. Now, fast forward to about a month ago. This is another instance. This was in this month, the 2nd of this month, right? So I had just got my car or whatever. The issues going on with this car is a whole nother story, right? But I remember out of nowhere, I pictured myself getting into a car accident, right? And I did not have my insurance at the time because I still had coverage from the insurance that the car dealership had got me. So, well, I got myself, but they provided it. So, I remember it was me and my little cousin in the car. And out of nowhere, I just got a vision that we had gotten into a car accident. So, out of nowhere, I was like, put your seatbelt on. Now, normally he doesn't ride with his seatbelt on. I don't say anything to them when they don't put their seatbelts on, which I should, but you know, to me it's no biggie. So I told him, put your seatbelt on, and he looked at me, he was like, okay, and he put his seatbelt on, right? That same day, did nothing happen. I'm still rolling around or whatever, and at the time I'm checking to see, you know, update on my insurance. My insurance, I wasn't covered under insurance because it wasn't 30 days. It was 7 days that they gave me insurance for. So I was like, okay, cool. This is just a 7-day insurance. Fine. Hold on. So I knew that I needed, no. Damn. So yeah. I knew I needed to get the insurance, but I was procrastinating, okay? So, boom. Finally, on this particular day, the day before, this was June the 1st, right? I was doing Instacart. And everywhere I went, I seen the number 111. And if you're familiar with me on TikTok, you already know 111 is like my intuition number. It protects me. It guides me and stuff. Or lets me know that something is about to happen. Every time I see the number 111, I'm like, okay, there's some bullshit behind it. Let me stay alert. So, that whole day I'm seeing 111. And I'm posting, of course I'm posting on my story because that's what I like to do. So I can have like, keep it documented. And I was on some like, all right, I must be finna on my way to some bullshit. Y'all stay tuned, you know? On the way. Definitely. What the fuck? The next day, I decided, okay, let me go get some insurance. I need to get it today. This day, okay, I need to get insurance. So I go to this insurance company. I'm not gonna disclose their name. Oh, we're gonna call it Alphabet. Anybody in Alabama, you know what insurance I'm talking about. I said Alphabet. So I have it in the back of my mind that I need to get insurance. But before that, I went to the park that I'm at now, and I was in this exact parking space, right? So I come to the park, and I'm chilling. You know, at the time, I did not know that my key needed to be on ACC rather than on, so that my car wouldn't die. Okay, I went to turn my car on and it would not cut on. So I'm like, just great. I had to get a jump. At first I had tried to get a jump from this man with his kids, but it would not. I guess his battery wasn't strong enough. It didn't jump it. So I was like, look, you got your kids in the car. It's really hot. I don't want to hold you any longer. So I let him go. And then another man comes along, and I was like, would you happen to have jumper cables? And he's like, no. So he walks along, and then another lady would come along, and I'm like, would you happen to have jumper cables? She was like, well, yes, I do have jumper cables. And she was like, do you have somebody to jump you? I was like, no. Then the man just so happened to hear her, and he was like, I'll give you a jump. So they both walk. She get her jumper cables, he get his car, and they come to me, and teamwork make the dream work. I got my car jumped off. So They jumped my car, and I'm like, okay, cool. I need to go to AutoZone because I need to go recharge my battery. So I go to AutoZone, and he checks the car, and he's like, yeah, your battery's bad. You need a whole new battery, right? I'm like, okay, cool. I need a whole new battery. That's fine. Next to the AutoZone, I seen that there was an insurance company. So I'm like, okay, that's convenient. I need insurance anyway. Let me go in there and get a quote from them. I go in. She asked me a couple questions. I gave her the details or whatever in the details of my car. And she came up with the quote. And it was going to be $246. Right? I'm like, that's perfect. Because I was expecting my insurance to be high anyway because I'm a first-time car owner. And I'm young. And I'm a female. So the price for my insurance was going to be $246. And I'm like, okay, cool. At the time, I had the money to pay for the freaking insurance. But I didn't get it. I said, you know what? I want to get it. I want to get it on the 10th, right? And she was like, okay, let me put the date, set the date to the 10th. She sets the date to the 10th, and she's like, ooh, it jump up high. If I do it for the 10th, it's going to be $290 something. I'm like, what? Is there a reason why it does that? She was like, no, I don't know why it's doing that. She called her colleague. She's like, look, I'm not sure why it jumped up that high. You know, usually it'll jump up high if I settle at a date, but not, you know, this amount. So he looking at the computer. He like, damn. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. They're like, you need to call so-and-so. So they make a phone call to somebody at another office, and they like, do you know why this is? And blah. So it comes back. Turns out, after the 6th, their prices go higher. All right? So I had the choice to get it today or wait. If I got it today, I'll get it for $246. If I got it on the 10th, it'll be $290 something, right? So still, I said, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to get it on the 10th. I'm going to come back. Okay? Everything happening for me to get it on this day. But I did not get it on this day because I'm being hard-headed, right? The universe was like giving me signs. Look, get your insurance, get your insurance, get your insurance, get your insurance. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still trying to do whatever the hell I want to do. You get what I'm saying? And, you know. So, let me turn the light on. No, that's tacky. I left the insurance place or whatever. And I decided to do DoorDash. I go to Zaxby's, pick up the order. The order had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 different fucking drinks, right? So I'm struggling with. I had the case of drinks on my seat with the seatbelt on. Then I had like 2 drinks on the cup holder, and I had like 2 little cases. It had to be more than 6. Matter of fact, my bad. 2 cases, so one of them had to go on the floor and all this other stuff. So I'm at the stop sign. As I stop at the stop sign, the drink flies. Okay, so as I reach down to pick the drink up, I don't know if my foot came off of the brake or what. Before I knew it, I banged my head against the steering wheel, and I look up, and I had collided with a fucking gold GMC truck. I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, this shit crazy as fuck. It felt like I was in a movie. It felt like it definitely did. So I'm sitting there looking crazy. I had in my book bag, and I'm just worried about, let me bury it, let me hide it. So like if the police came or whatever, they wouldn't take me to jail or some shit. So I take the jar, and I stuffed it in my pouch where my book bag was. I made a phone call. I'm like, look, can you come get my book bag? Before the police come, can you come quick? So that person was supposed to come. They did not come. The ambulance come and everything, and they asking me what happened. I'm like, I had to right away. And the person who hit me, she was trying to make a right turn, but she made a wide turn into my lane, right? Even though I don't know. So we collided that way, right? So they're like, yo, do you need an ambulance to go to the hospital? I'm like, no, we left the scene. The person who I had on DoorDash, they canceled their order, so I ate their food. I'm okay. I do got a migraine, but I'm okay. And my knees kind of fucked up. But I have free fucking food. You know what I'm saying? My DoorDash canceled. That's fine with me, baby. All this shit is built down on my motherfucking shit. Life's great. This line is longer than the devil's ass crack. And then I went to the hospital to check to see if I had a concussion, because I did have blurred vision and I had a headache. So I checked to see if I had a concussion. I went to the hospital. They put me under the radiator or whatever. They took my blood pressure and shit, and my blood pressure was 111. And I'm like, I immediately went on Instagram, told them about it, whatever.
So I don't know what this means, but bitch. Bitch. Motherfucker. Is that my heart rate? I don't know what that is, but bitch, just say 111. You see the shit. You see the shit. You see the shit. My neck. My back. My neck and my back.
So I get home and I just go to sleep. I'm like, you know what, Mo? You have to stop ignoring your intuition. Oh, shit! You gotta stop it. You gotta stop it. So, yeah. Those are the many times where I've foreseen things, you know, and till this day, I'm still foreseeing things that has not happened yet. And I won't speak on it because power of the tongue is real. So, I'm not going to speak on it just yet. As it happens, that's when I'll speak on it. But as of right now, it's just something that I see. So, yeah. That's a story time on how I discovered that I was clairvoyant or a seer. So, yeah. With that being said, thank y'all for watching my video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Share this video. And, yeah. I'm going to fuck with y'all.